Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Zachary Dickinson here on a wonderful Friday morning. As we talk more about the Marvel Netflix shows individually, and I hope everyone has had a wonderful and blessed week. If it hasn't been, I am sorry. I hope it gets better. And also, we're almost here to the weekend, so get to when your shift or when it hits like 3 o'clock. It'll be the weekend, time for rest and relaxation. And so with all that being said, I hope you enjoy watching this wonderful video as we will be talking about the Marvel Netflix show that combined almost all the shows, so I combined all the shows together except for Punisher into the Defenders. What are the Defenders? The Defenders is the culmination of all New York street level heroes into one thing to combine them into one thing that's been building for an entire saga, one could say, throughout multiple different shows, as they've been villains in and or orchestrating events in almost every single show of the Defenders saga. I believe season 1 of Punisher would have been out by the time the Defenders show comes out, but you have Daredevil season 1, then you have Daredevil season 2, which has the second half of it primarily of the hand. Iron Fist season 1 has the hand. Jessica Jones, I believe season 2? No. No, Jessica Jones doesn't have them, but Iron Fist and Daredevil do. Luke Cage, no. So two of the shows do, but I think they're slightly teased in Jessica Jones at the very least, and not really so much Luke Cage. They were more so worried about his origin story and bringing them up. But with the Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, they very much bring them in early and often and show them the hand, the villains, and introduce them to the other heroes. Jessica Jones with Matt Murdock in a cell as she's a PI. She gets called for something. He always loves doing pro bono and easy work, and so he volunteers to help her out. And so when she goes off to investigate something, and he hears something that he simply can't ignore. Reminder: this is after Daredevil season 2, and after Daredevil season 2, Matt Murdock takes away the mask and puts Daredevil away for good, or so he thought. And so when the Defender show comes along, and he senses trouble, and he senses that he can't ignore it, he grabs the scarf, runs all the way up to the penthouse, and starts to fight. At that point, Iron Fist is fighting the leaders of the Hand, or at least their underlings. And we have the infamous and wonderful what Marvel Netflix shows love to do, and that's the hallway fight scene. And it's a wonderful fight with all four of the Defenders. This is also, I believe, after Luke Cage and Iron Fist have a small introduction to each other about children being used from Harlem and how Luke Cage wants to stop them, and he gets introduced to Iron Fist, and it kind of doesn't go the best of ways because he thinks that Danny Rand. Luke Cage at first thinks Danny Rand is also behind this. And so he thinks that at first it's part of Danny Rand. He also doesn't really think that this is Danny Rand because Danny Rand's a billionaire, and he doesn't think that a billionaire would look like that, which is a fun joke. But there's also the point of the nurse, which I'm blanking. Colleen, the nurse, and I blanked on this before. Nurse Claire Temple appeared in Iron Fist season 1, and so she helps with the confusion. Colleen also knows Claire from that, and Claire was with Luke Cage in his season one. She was with Matt Murdock in his season one, so she's also a connective tissue throughout most of this as well. And so, at the end, and so after all that, we get to the hallway fight scene, and then Elektra appears. Now, also in season two, Elektra died as she was supposed to be the big weapon for the Hand to use. She died, and now she's back alive. And so, Matt Murdock, in full Daredevil mode, but without the costume, just in a pseudo mask with a scarf around his head. I guess it just helps, or whatever. But he sees Elektra and straight freezes completely. And so throughout, from beginning to end of this show, Matt Murdock Daredevil is always trying to get Elektra on his side, and at the very end, he does. Also, as an entire New York building falls on him. Now with all that being said, the Defender starts out strong, has a great ending, but is infamously not a great overall show because the middle part sucks and it's not well executed. The middle part is mostly they capture one person, interrogate him, have conflicting feelings about interrogating him, and then they use Danny Rand as someone to be captured because they're worried about him being a special weapon and all that. And then they think about torturing him. They go from capturing and torturing a bad guy, having moral questions about torturing that bad guy, and then torture one of their friends, one of their allies. Reminder: they've only known each other just a few days, but the moral is still the same. The whole like capturing bit and all that was, and like with Danny Rand, that was probably among the point of the falling with the entire show. Stick was a great part of all this. The morality throughout the torturing and capturing of this one individual from the Hand was great, and we could have done more after that. But we didn't do the best of things from point A to point B. And so by the time we got to the final fight scenes and stuff, we just were lacking the momentum with everything involved, really. And so, and also, this was called a mini series because they didn't know how this would work out. And it didn't work out with fans. It had one season, but it was supposed to have more. But after the season, you could feel that the writing group for the Defenders just fell off because they saw that the Defenders were bad, and so they completely gutted the rest of it and canceled all the shows, no matter how good or bad they were. And so the writing and creative fell off the latter seasons of the Defenders shows, which is also reasons why the shows in the latter seasons weren't as good. Daredevil's the only show that was still good to end it. That still pretty much kept the pace from the rest of the show to end the show. Whereas the rest, their seasons 2s or 3s weren't. They weren't as good as before. And so we come at this position of the Defenders was originally supposed to be a thing where every couple of years they come together throughout for around 8 episodes to fight a big bad that they've been building up. It failed, and so they gutted and cut the entire thing. But now they're board again is here, and so they're basically doing a pseudo Defender show by slowly adding them all back. I hope that they're gonna have a few TV specials and stuff mixed in here and there. I hope that whoever appears in one season gets a TV special. They started the precedents already with Punisher. He appeared in season 1, then got a TV special, and is now in a Spider-Man movie. So that's the whole hope with everything involved. All right. So, I don't really give a rating or anything for these. So that's pretty much all I have for this Defenders show. The Defenders show review overall. I thank you all for watching. I hope you loved the video, and if you did, please like it. Join our group of subscribers. We're at 22 right now, on the road to 30, with the ultimate current goal of 500. And well, that's pretty much on the road to get monetized. And after that, we'll see about the future from then. So, I have a very special video coming out tomorrow about, well, comics instead of a book, instead of a normal book video. And then we have normal weekly recap, and then we will have, what is what is that one? And then we will have, come on, move it. Okay, and then we'll have a full spoiler-free version of we'll have a full spoiler filled version of, or something along the lines of, Supergirl, and also why it failed in the box office. I really can't wait to get into that, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So, I thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful and blessed day, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you, goodbye, and God bless you all.